I love the Pro Football Network. I always think they have interesting takes, and today we're going to take a look at their 2-round 2023 NFL mock draft, and we're going to mock it. That's right. Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a look at someone else's mock draft, and I mock it, giving you my views, thoughts, and opinions. And by the way, what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Broshmo. Just in case you did not know so, go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe. Leave this video a thumbs up if you enjoy the content as always. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, beautiful football discourse. This is always just my opinion. Well, and James Fragoza. So, two opinions. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you're interested in fantasy football, Underdog Fantasy, they do weekly fantasy and they do prop bets. Use promo code Broshmo when you sign up. Let's go ahead and get into this sucker. And this is okay. The 2-round, it's derived on Super Bowl odds. So if anyone gets mad, get mad at Vegas. And Atlanta Falcons are going Bryce Young. I got no. Okay, this is 2 rounds, so I'm gonna try to fly by it with kind of just a brief little. This is why. So Atlanta Falcons, you drive number 1. Maybe you got a good look at Desmond Ridder. Maybe you didn't. Regardless, you get in a first-round pick compared to Desmond Ridder. You only invested a third. Take the top quarterback off the board. Makes all the sense in the world. The Houston Texans take C.J. Stroud. They're going quarterback. If they're in the top 2, lucky them. There's 2 really good quarterbacks there. Kind of sucks for Seattle. Are they the next team? They are the next team, and they're going Will Anderson. Hey, top 2 quarterbacks off the board. Go with the pass rush. Makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense. That team needs some pass rush. The Carolina Panthers are next. Jalen Carter is the pick. And honestly, like, Derek Brown's the only real, like, legit player they got on that interior. In terms of being a pass rusher, even on the outside, it's Brian Burns by himself. Who's the cat? The former Penn State edge. Gross Matos. I think that's how you say it. He hasn't really done much of anything this year, so honestly, yeah, if you're the Panthers, you don't feel comfortable with whoever quarterback 3 is, take, for all intents and purposes, a lot of people's top non-quarterback prospect. Or the guy behind Will Anderson. It's the 2 things he's referred as, you know. Chicago Bears go Paris Johnson. If Johnson's your top tackle, then yeah, sure, take him. I think you can make cases for guys like Peter Skoronski and Broderick Jones. And we also have an ascendant Olu Fashanwu out of Penn State. I think the Bears could be tempted to go quarterback here as well, though. Because I've said Matt Eberflus, he didn't draft Fields. It's not his guy. Doesn't look like he trusts him. I don't know. We'll see going forward. And wide receiver is kind of lackluster at the top this year. New York Jets, they go with Trent Simpson. Honestly, this is kind of a fun pick because, like, if anyone could come in and kind of be the Fred Warner of this defense, it'd be a guy like Trenton Simpson. Honestly, I think they would like to go offensive line with the struggles they've had thus far this season. But honestly, either pick's not bad. I would trade back. Like, Trent Simpson, I think, is not a top 10 pick yet. So, I don't know. The Detroit Lions, they too not go quarterback. They go with Antonio Johnson, a guy that, man, it's kind of weird projected him. He's either really high on your board or he's really low. Or he's really high on your board, top 10, or like first round. That's kind of where he sits. Like, and I get it. Like, he adds a lot to this defense just with his versatility. I think there's other areas you could perhaps go, but Antonio Johnson's really good. Jaguars go Jackson Smith and Jigba. Why are you getting more slot receivers? I just disagree with this one outright. You don't get more slot receivers. You got Christian Kirk already in there, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, I think, is a guy that's going to have to win in the slot, which is all right. We saw it's worked for Cooper Kupp. Steelers go Peter Skoronski. Yeah, get more help on this offensive line in terms of just the run blocking's been atrocious. I'm not a big fan of Dan Moore. Okafor, I think they could get out of his deal after this season. And even if you see Skoronski as a guy on the interior, they haven't shown a lot of faith in a guy like, I mean, they got Mason Cole playing center. And Kendrick Green's not someone they trust. So, yeah. Washington Commanders, interesting. They go Michael Mayer. Like, Logan Thomas, I know he's hurt and all, but, like, I'm going corner. Like, corner's the best value right now on the board. Michael Mayer is nice and all, but I don't think he's top 10. Like, he's really good, but it's not like his he's got like generational athleticism for the tight end position. He's got tight end athleticism. So, but he's just a really good blocker, a chain mover, a guy that can create after the catch. So, yeah, and create, when I say create, I mean like, sorry, I had to check something here. Cool. And when I say create after the catch, I mean he's a guy that like bulldozes people. All right, let's go Will Levis. So he's quarterback 3 here. And look, is like the Will Levis versus Anthony Richardson debate isn't over just yet. For me, you gotta throw DJU up in there, and Tanner McKee. Throw some respect on McKee's name. Giants do feel like they're gonna go quarterback though this year. Daniel Jones hasn't looked that good. Just depends where they're gonna be picking. So it'll be interesting to see. Some people like Will Levis. I'm not the biggest fan. I think about him outside the top 20. Raiders get Keely Ringo, utter steal. I think Ringo for me is like a top 10 prospect. I mean, it's not like he's going far out of the top 10, but at top 12. But I think he could have gone ahead of a few of these other guys. Raiders though, makes sense. Get more cornerback help. Kayshon Boutte going to the Texans, because admittedly, like if you get like Jordan Addison, you're adding someone very similar to like a Brandon Cooks, which isn't even a bad thing. Boutte's had a raucous open into the season, but grab a receiver help for your new quarterback. Yeah, makes a ton of sense. The Patriots are going with Cam Smith out of South Carolina. That'd be a good fit, man. He's got a good body type. He's got a good nose for the football. So yeah. Cardinals go Broderick Jones. Ooh, talk to me more. They don't. Okay, he doesn't say why. Like, they got Humphreys. I'm sure they might be content with Beachum. Like, I wouldn't mind throwing Josh Jones back out there, but I can see that. I think you go with whoever the next corner is, because to be fair, I got two guys in mind that can go this high. So, yeah. Cornerback room for the Arizona is just awful. The Tennessee Titans are going with Miles Murphy. This is a great value. Miles Murphy, like this dude, I think he is gonna just boom. Like, he was slow to start the year, then he came out 4 pressures and a sack against Wake Forest, and I think it's just gonna continue from here, man. Miles Murphy is a physical specimen. If the Titans want to just grab like the best player available, yeah, go for him. I believe, well, Paris Johnson might still be. No, he went early. So yeah, all the kind of like the top tackles are off the board at this point. So Dallas Cowboys grab Jordan Addison. Feels like smaller Michael Gallup, but another guy that could stretch the field. So, like, I don't mind them going with more receiving help. Like, if you feel like you don't have, like, the horses there just yet, then, yo, go to the stable. Pick up a horse. Jordan Addison's a horse. Not built like one, but he's fast like one. Bengals take Noah Sewell. I talked earlier in my stock report video Wednesday. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. How Noah Sewell, I feel like, has kind of talked himself out of the first round at this point. But, I mean, you can't teach how strong this guy is. I get that. And he plays with a ferocity that not many players do. So, like, the Bengals, I think they could go after another linebacker. It's just, for me, Sewell, this is a bit high for right now. I want him to kind of, like, turn around his play. Indianapolis Colts go Bijan Ojulari. I said Bijan. BJ Ojulari. Grab an edge help. They got Yannick there. They got Quiddy. Yannick, I think, is a free agent after this season, unless they redid something with his deal. So, like, BJ would be a good addition, and if they're going to keep up with the Gus Bradley as their DC, then, yeah, your front four has to be able to get to the quarterback. So, Bijan's had a really good year. Hasn't played, missed 2 games, but came back against Mississippi State, had a banger. Philadelphia Eagles get Bijan, so the name was coming up. Bijan's to the Eagles at 20. It's just good value. Miles Sanders, a free agent, makes a ton of sense. Man, we're rolling through this first round. Yeah, go. Seattle Seahawks, they're grabbing corner. Ooh, interesting. Not the two names I was thinking of. Clark Phillips. Like, I don't know exactly how much of a fit he is. It feels like they're just trying to replace Trey Brown, another undersized corner, with an undersized corner in the first round. I like Clark Phillips a lot, though. I'm a big fan of his. Grabbing more cornerback help wasn't a bad idea for Seattle. Like, they may have some guys there. Like, Woland's looked really good. Kobe Bryant's played a bit. Trey Brown's been hurt, but Trey Brown's solid. But adding talent at the corner position's never the wrong answer. It's such a volatile position. Minnesota Vikings, they get Brian Brazee. Dude, this is such a great pick. Brian Brazee has been very good this year and honestly probably should go higher than this. So Minnesota, like, adding more depth on the tier is a good option. The Miami Dolphins get Jahmyr Gibbs. Listen, I kind of like, in my mock, I went with Blake Corum in the second. And I talk all this stuff about how Mike McDaniel, you've seen the most success he's gotten out of guys in the running game, running back. They've typically been 6th rounder or like day 3 guys, journeymen, UDFAs. So like, you don't have to invest highly in the position. Then I went in the 2nd round and did it. But I mean, it's different in the 2nd round. Like, in a really good running back class, you can get a really good running back in the 2nd round. I'm not doing this in the 1st. This is stupid. This is silly. Like, Jahmyr Gibbs, I like Gibbs, but like, what has he shown as a runner outside of, like, he's good outside of space, but like, if he doesn't have that space, then good luck. He ain't that guy. So yeah, look at this. Has yet to record a 100-yard rushing game. He has. Like, this season. Baltimore Ravens go Quentin Johnson. I feel like that's more of the same with what they have in Rashad Bateman. Kind of, sort of. Like, Johnson's a better jump ball guy, while Bateman's a much better, like, smoother route runner and such. And I agree with this take here. TCU's passing game has held Johnston back. But I don't know. If I'm Baltimore, I don't think I'm doing receiver. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't think I'm going to do receiver. Like, there's edge, there's corner. I think those are much more dire needs. Like, not even needs, but like, just, yeah, no, kind of. Like, yeah, they're dire needs with higher rated prospects available at them currently. The Detroit Lions go Nolan Smith. I may not love Nolan Smith, but you pair him up next to freaking Aiden Hutchinson, that just sounds sexy. It really does. Kind of like it. For me, Nolan Smith is more of a day 2 guy. Like, I got my hesitancies when it comes to his size. The Chargers go with Olu Fashanu. I think this is a really good pick. This is a guy, and this is actually a good scheme for it. A guy who can really get after it. We know we just saw Rashawn Slater go down to injury, and their right tackle position is just kind of, hey, they need somebody. So Fashanu, watch for him to have a big rise this year. And then my guy that I was talking up during the off season, or during before the season, Jared Verse, coming here to Philly in pick 27. I love Verse. It sucks that he had to miss a couple of games here because of injury, but he has been amazing. He lit up LSU, and it's just been really good, man. And he's a guy that came from FCS play at Albany, and he's been like, nah, you know what? I should have been higher recruited. Don't know what y'all were smoking. Dude's been really good. Packers go. Here's one of the guys I was talking about, Christian Gonzalez, man. I like Gonzalez a lot. He's a very sticky man corner. You would feel like the Packers might look towards safety instead of corner. It feels like they got a lot of horses there at corner. Like, and they're maybe even receiver. There's other positions they could probably go, but Gonzalez is really good value here. Huge fan. And then I like this pick for the Chiefs. It may be receiver, and it's kind of similar to Sky Moore, but Rashee Rice has been playing really good football, and I think he leads college football in yards right now. And I mean, look, he did it against Maryland this past week. Like, he's so good after the catch. He's a straight up competitor. I don't know. I feel like he might be more day 2, but I love that he's starting to get some shine from people. I talked about him like a week or 2 ago. But if I'm Kansas City, I'm not. No, there's other areas you could go. Like, I get it. Things aren't working out receiver, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe Rice becomes a first rounder by the end of the year. That'd be cool. Tampa Bay Bucks, dude. This is the one thing about Pro Football Network I don't like. They really love them Jaren Hall. They love BYU in general. They are marks for BYU. Jaren Hall, listen, dude's about to be like, he's going to be 25 before he starts his rookie season. I don't think he has a huge arm. I think he's proved this year he doesn't mind. Like, he's become better at seeing things over the middle of the field. But I just don't think he's got a high enough skill set, and especially for an older prospect, to warrant anything more than maybe a late day 2. So that's my take. If you're taking someone here, there's guys like DJU, there's Tanner McKee, Richardson's still on the board. Don't know, but like, if you want to groom a quarterback, there's other quarterbacks here with much better upside. All right, let's go to 31, Osiris Torrance. They've been trying to figure out that guard position for a minute, ever since Cody Ford was just a... So, I don't mind this. Torrance has really increased his stock this year. A lot of people really liked him coming out of Louisiana, and now that we get to see him just be a monster against SEC play, it's only helped his stock. All right, on to round 2. Do they write little write-ups for this? Maybe they do. Darnell Wright, the tackle, the big boy tackle out of Tennessee. Good chance he could end up playing guard. He's playing good, but like, they're like, oh, his movement skills are so amazing. It's like, yeah, they're good for a guy his size. Calm down, reel that back. Atlanta going, like, honestly, going tackle. I feel like McGarry's playing better football, at least in the first 2 weeks of the season. I don't know. If I'm the Falcons, maybe there's other areas. And Wright's kind of a prospect. I think this is too high for him. Texans take Isaiah Foskey. Big fan of Foskey. I'm glad that he's really come out the last 2 weeks and been like, hey, no, guys, I can get after it. Don't worry. Seattle Seahawks, they miss out on a quarterback in the first round, but they get Anthony Richardson. I think Anthony Richardson, even if he ends up just like being a bit all over the place this year, like, his skill set will still warrant someone take him in the first. I don't know. We'll see. Carolina Panthers take Henry To'oTo'o. To'oTo'o's been playing fabulous this year, if you didn't know, and I think he's probably talked himself as a potential first rounder. The Bears are going with Cedric Tillman. Did they just double dip at receiver? No, I think they went with a tackle. So they're grabbing Tillman, which is good. They need some size out there. Tillman, I do like him better at day 2, maybe more middle day 2. But unfortunately couldn't play the Florida game. Didn't matter. Hooker was like, hey, take a break. I'm good. But Tillman's good, man. But I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what receivers kind of emerge, as this receiver class is still a bit of a mystery. The Jets, they do Joe Douglas and Robert Salathanes, and they just keep addressing the defensive line. Felix and Udike Uzama had a pretty, he's been all right this year. I wouldn't say he's had like this incredible performance thus far this season, but he's been steady. I'm not in love with the Jets grabbing more help at the pass rush position, but not against it. Marvin Mims going to the Lions. Mims, I want to say this guy could play on the outside because he's done it before. But like, you look at his size and it's like, you feel like he might be just a slot guy. But I love Mims. The Mims been playing balls out. This dude's so freaking good. I feel like if you're the Lions, you might want to get a bit more size though. Jaguars go Dewan Jones. He's a big boy, man. He's a big boy. He moves well for his size. He's a guy that's constantly looking for all takers. He's like Oprah. You get a block, and you get a block, and you get a pancake. Like, he's constantly just taking out guys. Don't know if if he ends up in the first round conversation. But it's nice, like, he's definitely feels like he's gonna be day 2. And I think the tackle is definitely a position Jaguars could get better at. Pittsburgh Steelers take Joey Porter. I'm surprised Joey Porter's not in the first round in this one. I still think he's a bit too physical and has to like reel it back a little bit, but that's fine. I'd rather teach a guy to be someone who's physical to be less physical than rather have a guy that just doesn't have that dog in him, you know? But Joey Porter at this value is really good. Jordan Battle going to the Commanders. They could definitely use an improvement in safety. Brian Branch is still available, and I think I'd rather go with Brian Branch. I think he's just a better athlete. Giants take Cooper Beebe to help along the offensive line there. If you feel like your offensive line's not set, then yeah, keep trying to add to the position. Keep adding guys till you get it right. Cooper Beebe's pretty good now. He's playing playing guard this year. Matthew, oh man, I could never say his name. I should have came prepared for this. Bergeron, I don't know. Canadian player, by the way, playing there at Syracuse. Actually, easily their best offensive lineman. He's kind of like fringe day 2 for me right now, but the Raiders do need help along at tackle. Johnny Wilson, the big boy target for Florida State here. I don't think he's done enough to really warrant a day 2 just yet. I'm kind of curious what he will be as an athlete, because it's not like he's got this great size and he's like Charles Claypool. I said Charles. Oh my gosh, what's his first name? Claypool. It's not Charles. Chase. Stupid, dude. I always forget names like that. Chase Claypool. Or he's not like a DK. He's not coming out with that. He's not gonna test out like that. He is, for all intents and purposes, is he's good at closing space and getting physical with defenders, and he's good at the contested catch. Does that warrant? Like, I feel like we're still talking him outside the top 100 right now, but again, this wide receiver class is kind of wide open. Patriots get Andre Carter. This is a fabulous pick, and the dude could definitely it would definitely help if he had to like sit back or play a situational role early as his body develops, because he's lanky. Put some more muscle on this guy, super quick. Arizona Cardinals are going Tyree Wilson. This is actually a good pick. He's a good scheme fit. I'm not completely sold that he can go against high end. Like, we're talking first round caliber competition. Hasn't done it yet this year. The one chance he had last year, he couldn't win against Charles Cross, but we'll see. Still really good, very productive player. Good scheme fit. Titans take John Michael Schmitz. Listen, I guess Schmitz he could probably play guard and maybe eventually be a replacement for Ben Jones. I mean, I like the idea of like really addressing the offensive line. You know what? I don't mind this. Actually, I've talked myself into it, because if you want to start him at guard, Aaron Brewer's been dookie. Dallas Cowboys go with Jack Campbell. I think Jack Campbell is gonna get a day 2 nod, maybe even sneak into late first round, just because he's a good linebacker. He is just good. Play him, you're set. You don't have to think about it. So Cowboys get a good player here. The Bengals go Garrett Williams. Big fan of Garrett Williams. Glad to see him here. Replacement for Eli Apple. I'm assuming Daxton Hill is a replacement for Jesse Bates, but I don't know. We'll see. Colts snag my boy Brian Branch. So about time. I don't know. This is kind of weird. You have Nick Cross, who I think has played all right this year. You have Julian Blackmon, who's been okay. Kenny Moore's there in the slot. I know he's having a bit of a down year, but it's a tough position to play, and he's been among the best in football in the past few years. So So I don't know, man. I don't know. This is interesting. It's good talent, though. Saints take Jaquilin Roy. Like Roy. Very good pass rusher. Plays with a decent first step, but like his hands are just really good. Going to the Saints here. Don't have much to say about that one. Seahawks, this makes sense. Gervin Dexter, they could use a little spicing up there on the defensive interior, especially with a guy that could be capable of playing nose tackle. Dolphins go with offensive line. Yes, thank you. Please, I want some more. Andrew Voorhees, I like it. I'm a big Voorhees fan, dude. Get the I was gonna say get the Halloween music, but I guess Jason Voorhees was Friday the 13th. Yeah, because then okay, yeah, got it. Minnesota Vikings take Chris Abrams Drain. Now he's playing on the outside, dude, or on the outside and playing well. Like a team like Minnesota might not even worry about his like the size deficiencies. They'll just look at what he's done thus far. He's been very productive and he's shown ball skills. Former receiver, by the way. So I like this. It's a good fit. Cedric Van Pran going to the Niners. Yeah, their center. What is it? Brandel? I don't know. Garbage. I don't like calling a player garbage. He hasn't played well. Ravens take Siaki Ika, which, hey, that's great, dude. Him available at 56. Do it. Send it. Rams, oh, they pull a Patriots here and they take a Chattanooga guard in McClendon Curtis. I'm going to be honest, haven't watched him. I'm going to go back and watch what he did last year with Cole Strange there. He's a guy that's on my watch list, just I never got around to. So I'm going to take their word for it. Maybe he's really good. All right. Then we got Jalen Hyatt, dude. He's having a good year. Like, this guy, he threatens vertically so well, and he's not even just that. He's healthy this year too, which is great. But he's very, like, he goes through routes exceptionally quickly. He can switch gears, making him kind of like have a little shake to him, making him hard to keep up with. Dude, I freaking love Hyatt. This feels high for him, but I like him a lot. I like that he's featured here. JL Skinner might be one of the best box safety only safeties in this class. Be a good fit for the Eagles. I have not watched this cat at all. Cody Mach? Okay, add that to the list. I want to watch him now. I'm curious. Was he a starter last year with Volson? Because I got Volson tape. I could go back and watch Volson tape just to watch a little bit of Cody here. I'll take your word for it. But yeah, offensive line, Packers could use more depth. I like it. The Chiefs, they get Tyreek Stevenson, who's a very, like, in terms of his size, like, very versatile. You could play him a plethora of different spots in the secondary, and he's just a great athlete who offers some special teams help, which actually kind of makes sense given Sky Moore kind of struggled this past week as a return man. We got Ty Scott at Missouri State. Haven't watched him, no idea. Buccaneers, yeah, they've had their woes at receiver because of injury and a suspension, but so you could add that, but I haven't watched Ty Scott. I couldn't tell you anything about Ty Scott. After recording 1,000 yards and 8 TDs in 2021, Scott is averaging over 100 yards per game, 6'3", 200. Ooh, he's a contested catch threat who can stretch the field with speed. First you had my curiosity, now you have my, I'm going to say, attention. The Buffalo Bills, I believe this is the final pick. Yeah, it is. And they go, okay, so they highlight some FCS guys here. Isaiah Land, who was a ridiculous sack total last year. I think it was was it 19 and a half sacks last year. Because of Florida A&M not having like the resources in their sports or academic department, they didn't get his paperwork in for him to be eligible. Him and a lot of players eligible to play the North Carolina game, which was like, hey, this could be huge to his stock, and they kind of screwed the pooch on him. But made Bruce Feldman's freaks list, a guy that I kind of wish could put on more weight, but like doesn't really have a lot of off-ball experience. But okay, it's cool that you're featuring him in here. I don't think it's likely though. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. We had to finish the week strong on videos and do it with the 2-rounder. I have my own 2-round mock draft out right now. If you want to go check that out, we will do a watch along, Kentucky versus Ole Miss. So be there for that tomorrow. It's going to be a load of fun. But as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.